Good morning, Lagos. Good morning, Nigeria. Welcome to the midweek edition of The Conversation here on Lagos Television. I am Abimbola Bello.
Good morning and thanks for joining us. I am Ajibola Ojeshola.
Good morning and welcome. I am Joy Olu.
Joy, do you feel better today?
Yes, I do. Thank you.
Okay, great. Right, Ajibola, are you all right?
Well, power has been restored and we thank Ikeja Discos for doing the needful. At least we suffered for 2 days and but now we are okay.
You call 2 days suffer. That's not suffer.
Yeah, we are not used to it. It is alien to our system.
Okay, at least you felt what Joy felt for how many weeks?
It wasn't a good
More than a
experience
month.
at all.
Can you imagine?
It wasn't a good experience, especially for somebody like me who can only boil water. You can imagine what I'm talking about.
Anyway.
I was just looking at those things. Hey, don't.
Anyway, Jibola, I mean, Ikeja Electricity has, done you guys well. Right, let's go to the show for today. Joy Bele. Let's go to take our news points this morning. Jibola, let's start with you.
Okay, we're starting with insecurity. Tinubu okays Army Battalion for Kwara State. President Bola Tinubu has approved the establishment of a new Army Battalion in Kwara State as part of efforts to strengthen security and intensify the fight against banditry, terrorism, and other violent crimes in the state. The battalion, which will be located in Omuaron, headquarters of Irepodo local government area of Kwara State, is expected to increase the deployment of troops and military hardware to enhance security operations, especially in communities affected by rising cases of kidnappings and bandit attacks. Kwara State Governor Abdurrahman Abdurrazak disclosed this in a statement on Tuesday by his Deputy Chief Press Secretary, Mashood Agbola. He said the approval was another demonstration of the federal government's commitment to addressing security challenges in the state. The governor expressed appreciation to the president for approving the new military formation, saying it will strengthen ongoing counter-terrorism and anti-kidnapping operations across the state. On behalf of the people and government of our state, I wholeheartedly thank Mr. President for yet another promise kept to the state. We are confident that the new battalion will greatly strengthen counter-terrorism and anti-kidnapping operations across various theaters. Specifically, I express our appreciation to the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Wahid Shuaibu, for the swiftness with which he graciously processed our request for more hands to strengthen the presence of the Army in the state. Abdulrazak further acknowledged the contributions of the Office of the National Security Advisor and other security agencies for their sustained effort in combating violent crimes across Kwara State. Of particular note are other discrete multi-agency effort of government to stamp out kidnappings, free all victims, and clear all unwanted elements from our forest. The development comes amid renewed concerns over worsening insecurity in parts of Kwara State, particularly in Babanla community in Ifelodu local government area, where residents have alleged that bandits continue to operate with ease despite repeated security operations. And finally, residents of Babanla had earlier raised fresh alarm over what they described as the deteriorating security situation in their community. So, this is another good one coming from the federal government, the approval of an army battalion sited in Omuaron, in Ifelodu, the local government area of Kwara State. It is complementary to what we had discussed on this program earlier during the week about the fast-tracking process of the establishment of state police services, which is receiving attention of the federal government as well as members of the National Assembly. So from these two approaches, one is beginning to see that the federal government is indeed serious about combating the problem of insecurity in Nigeria as we speak today.
There's really nothing to add to your submission this morning, Ajibola, but to say kudos to the federal government of Nigeria. We do hope that this also will be complemented by the locals, because they really cannot do the job alone without help from the locals. And like Joshua will always say, when you see something, say something, and you do something. Part of doing something will also be to let the security agencies know when things are happening within the vicinity of your community, so they also can go into action. The next story this morning is coming from another news. Flood disaster looms, FG warned 17 states. The Nigerian Hydrological Services Agency has issued a 7-day flood advisory warning of a medium flood risk in 17 states between July 21 and July 27. The agency said the alerts followed rising water levels at key river monitoring stations, increasing the likelihood of localized flooding along river channels and flood plains. NISA Director General Umar Mohammed disclosed this in the National Flood Advisory Alert on Tuesday. It listed the affected states as Adamawa, Bauchi, Benue, Borno, Edo, Gombe, Imo, Jigawa, Kaduna, Kano, Kebbi, Nasarawa, Niger, Plateau, Taraba, Yobe, and Zamfara. According to Mohammed, river levels at Saminaka on the Karam River on the Amber Road had exceeded watch and warning thresholds. It said 16 gauging stations nationwide were recording elevated river levels, placing nearby communities at risk of localized flooding. NISA said Bauchi had the highest exposure with 1,841 communities, 145 schools, 101 health facilities, and 8 markets identified as vulnerable. Mohammed urged NEMA as well as SEMA and the local government and community leaders to activate emergency response plans. He cautioned residents against walking, driving or riding through flooded roads, bridges and fast-flowing waterways. He advised the public and relevant agencies to monitor daily flood updates and advisories issued by the agency. So that's it, the advisory coming from NISA. Listing 17 states. Of course, when I read the story earlier on, I quickly looked for Lagos. Because I didn't see Lagos on the list, but that is not to say we should go to sleep. We know Lagos is also above the sea level, and sometimes when it does rain, we can't contain the flood. But majority of the times that it's flooded in Lagos, they're usually flash floods that will move within hours after the rain has stopped. But I think, we need to do better. We need to ensure that we do not dispose of our waste into the drainage channels. And then we also need to call on Loma to also evacuate, and the PSP operators to evacuate waste from a lot of Lagosians, because that's another thing that many people are complaining about. Either the lateness or the outright not coming of the PSP operators to cut away their refuse. So we all need to be on the alert when the rains do come. So that's the advisory coming from NISA.
Yes, I do agree with Abimbola completely. It is not a liberty for us to be careless with our environment or the way and manner with which we dispose our refuse. And, we still have some deviants in Lagos who perpetually violate the environmental laws of the state. On Saturday, I still saw somebody in front of Excellence Hotel publicly in the morning.
They've turned that place
As in
to
they don't care about it anymore. The way
Animals in human skin. That is what I call
the
them.
way they do it, they just, and then some will even ask you, hey, somebody kadasi. And I'm like, really?
Yeah, and when your area is flooded, don't worry now, you pay for it.
That hotel gone kpakpa. What are they doing? They allow people to be dumping stuff in front of their
I don't get it. I don't get it.
Business.
It is well. Let's take your story, Joy.
All right, 1 billion naira disability fund. Lasoda denies corruption, launches probe. The Lagos State Office for Disability Affairs has denied allegations of corruption in the administration of the state's 1 billion naira disability intervention fund, saying it has begun an internal investigation into an anonymous kickback allegation, while insisting no formal complaint was received before the claims were published. According to reports, Lasoda said reports alleging that its officials demanded kickbacks from beneficiaries misrepresented the status of the matter and reaffirmed its commitment to transparency, accountability, and the welfare of persons with disabilities. Although no formal complaint or documented allegation has been submitted to the office as of June 9, 2026, it immediately launched a fact-finding exercise after receiving an anonymous WhatsApp message on the issue. According to Lasoda, the preliminary investigation identified a suspected officer and the matter was escalated to the appropriate superior authority in line with Lagos State Public Service disciplinary procedures. The agency, however, stressed that no disciplinary proceedings had been concluded, contrary to suggestions in the report. Lasoda also dismissed claims that disability organizations were blacklisted for refusing to pay kickbacks, explaining that while it maintains a register of hundreds of disability-focused NGOs, homes, centers, and associations, not all organizations could receive financial support every year. Rounding off, the office said the 1 billion naira disability intervention fund approved by Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu remained dedicated to promoting inclusion, economic empowerment, accessibility, and improved welfare for persons with disabilities across Lagos State. Lasoda has come to clarify, although they have started probing and investigating the issue, but according to the report, they said one officer has been stained his hand with EPO, so they are investigating it. But anyway, they are also clarifying that there are a lot of NGOs taking care of people with disabilities, and that not all of them, not everybody can receive these funds every year. So
everybody wants to.
Everybody
want to have a bite of the cake.
Cookie jar everywhere, honestly. But I like the fact that Lasoda has come out to clarify and has also promised to investigate. We do hope that just in case any officer is found culpable, that officer should be dealt with. Because you can't take undue advantage of things like this. It's not personal funds. It's funds meant for those who actually need it. So why would you want to take advantage of whatever it is and then just want to shortchange others? It shouldn't go, that person or those persons, because usually it is not one person.
Yeah.
It is not one person. It's usually, a group of people, maybe just using one person as a front. Yes, but we do hope that Lasoda will do the needful, and those found culpable should be dealt with.
Anyways, it's still within the realm of allegation, so the needful will be done, and at the end of the day, members of the public will be availed that information for them to know the true pictures of things.
Right, let's quickly travel to the X platform this morning, where some buzzwords are actually ongoing for Governor Alex Otti. Governor Alex Otti yesterday commended President Bola Tinubu for his reforms, his courageous leadership style, and a whole lot of other things, and trust. I want more Twitter, or I want more X, not sparing Governor Alex Otti. And, for me, not only Governor Alex Otti, I think we have Governor Charles Soludo, also of APGA, a couple of governors who are not members of the APC who've declared support for Mr. President because, according to them, he's doing well. They can see what he's doing. And Governor Alex Otti particularly also mentioned that states haven't had it this good because of the kind of funds that they've been receiving, of course, on the platform. And, of course, this has elicited a lot of reactions from the X platform, where some people were asking, okay, so now this is coming from Alex Otti. Will you call him names? Now this is coming from Alex Otti. Do you still think that Tinubu isn't working? A lot of issues, a lot of people speaking up or just reacting. I'll read this one. A certain I Chief Lawrence Igbin said, now that Governor Alex Otti has said the forbidden truth about President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, will you rain insults on him, or will you ignore everything he has said?
Abimbola, this is what I call responsible opposition or responsible way of playing politics in Nigeria. Some facts are too obvious for you to
deny,
for you not to identify with. And Mr. Otti is saying that states now having more money to pay salaries, and of course to also develop other infrastructural development in their states. What do you expect Mr. Otti to say?
I don't know.
Condemn Mr. President when the facts are obvious before Mr. Otti.
Right.
And even aside from Mr. Otti, even the governor of Anambra State had equally commended Mr. President, and some other governors, like you rightly said. If you are doing good, be bold enough to commend who is doing something that is right.
Absolutely.
Rome was not built in a day. Fine, Nigeria has not got into that level to which we want. But then Rome was not built in a day, a step at a time, and then before we know it, the country will be better than what it is now.
It took us many years to get here. It will take us more years to get to where we're going. So, all right. Joy, anything from you before we wrap it up here?
I don't see anything wrong with commending Mr. President. It's just that according to some comments here, somebody said Alex Oti opened the appreciation tab.
He didn't know when to turn it off. Anyway.
But of course, when we see something good,
you say it here. So that when you also say it when it is bad, you won't be saying as you know, not being able to say it.
So, Joe, when are you going home?
Abia State
is it not your governor?
Abia State is good now. We have like...
We take a quick break. When we return, it will be time to take a look at today's column.